Oh, look at how beautiful the sky is. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh, bring it back. Bring it back.
Hey farm friends. I am on my way home from work. I'm watching the sunset. You can probably see the glow on my face. But I need to get home and I have a conference call actually this evening. But I need to do some work outside, even though it's going to be dark. I worked some over the weekend to get some more of the wood cleared out of the side of the barn. Zach has been working hard on our potager garden.
So here is the big pane of windows that Jacqueline would like me to use for the back wall of the greenhouse. It's in okay shape. I think we're going to wind up having to add putty or caulk around the sills here just to make sure that that glass is secured in there really well. But Jacqueline got this, I think, as a birthday present a couple of years ago. But let's double check my measurement here. I think this is going to be like 6'5" or so. And you can see with me standing by it how tall it is as well. All right, so we've got 6'1.5", which is 73.5 inches. And then let's go from the bottom here, and then 76.5 inches. So 6'4.5". So that's gonna cover most of that back wall that's 12 feet long. And so let's go measure that out again. We'll measure the bigger windows and see if we can afford to put, I don't think we can put one on either side of it now that I'm thinking about it, since this already is going to take up over 6 feet. So we may have to go with the other windows, but that may work out well too, because I think that we may be able to just put 2 of those other windows on either side of this to make it fit. So let's go look at those real quick. They're right at 32 inches. So 2 feet, 8 inches. So with 2 of these together, that would add another, what did I say, 2 feet, 8 inches. So 5'6". Is that right? No, 5'4". So I think that actually is going to be pretty close to perfect. Well, Eleanor and I are out in the potager garden area, and we are just checking on where we're at progress-wise for the greenhouse. Eleanor, have you seen this yet?
No.
So what I did was I took this middle beam off and moved it over a little bit so that we could fit those windows closer together. So now there is this space right here, and I'm gonna put a vent at the top up there that has a fan in it as an exhaust vent. And Mommy and you brought me something really cool home last night to go on the other end, didn't you? Should we go get it and show it to him?
Yes, but I'm going to tell you where we found it.
Yeah, oh yeah. Tell us where it came from.
So my grandfather, can I tell him?
Yeah, tell all about it.
Okay, Pops, my grandfather, he went to the dump and he found 2 trapezoids put together.
Yeah, it's a window.
It's a window, but it's like 2 trapezoids stuck together.
Huh. You know, I didn't even think about the shape like that. Should we go get it and show it to him?
I did it today.
Gotta love a good dump find, right? My father-in-law ran out and made a dump run the other day to take some stuff out to the dump, and happened upon this really cool window that I'm actually super excited about, mostly because it solves the problem that I was having as to how to vent the greenhouse. And so what we're going to do is have an exhaust fan on one end, the end that we just showed you, and then we're going to have this on the other end. So check this out. It's way bigger than what I remembered it being. Even I mean, the first time I saw it was last night when Jacqueline and Eleanor brought it home to me. They went and visited Jacqueline's family for a birthday party. But so that's what it looks like on the outside. And then on the inside, whoo, it's heavier than I thought too. It opens like that. And this has got to be fixed, but it opens so that it can vent the greenhouse like that. Now it may take a little bit of TLC to get it exactly where we want it to be in terms of functionality, but I am super stoked about this. I think it's going to be an awesome addition to the greenhouse. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to lay it out, but I do have some smaller windows that I think I can patch together to do below this. So I think I can make it work. I really hope so, because it is such a cool find. Very excited about that. And it didn't cost anything. I think that that's so cool that this was a dump find. You never know. What's that they say? One man's trash is another man's treasure. One man's trash is another man's greenhouse, I guess.
He was able to get the frame moved for our greenhouse build, and he has been working really hard on laying out the plans for the greenhouse, and we're going to share all of that with you very soon. Right now we're just working on everything in bits and pieces, and we want to be able to give that to you more comprehensively. I need to keep working in the side of the barn though, so that we can get the goats moved in there, for one, but also because their temporary goat shelter is actually one of my enclosures for my breeding flocks, for my chickens. And since we sell hatching eggs and chicks, I have to have my flocks separated by breed or by cross for egg color that I want to do, and I need that enclosure for some of my chickens. So I need to get this done in the barn. I need to be able to move the goats in there, and I need to be able to put that chicken run back to use as a chicken run. Well, y'all, I'm home, but I can't find my best shovel to get started. I don't know where it is. And I'll show you where it should be. This right here is where my shovel should be. It's a nice Craftsman spade shovel, a big one. All that's out here are these old shovels. Check the side of the barn, but I don't see it. Well, this is where I need to work. I need to dig this soft dirt. It's not hard packed, it's just soft, from over here down into this hole in this direction, so I can get this side of the barn pushed back to where it needs to be. But I think my shovel might be in the garden. I'm gonna go look for it. Now, I won't name names, but someone who gardens a lot here likes to leave their implements in the garden. And you know what? That's all right. He's a good one. So back here is kind of my planned area for the goat stalls. There will at least be one in this corner, and likely right here too. But what's back here is all of these pieces of old and warped wood, and some of them have nails in them, some of them don't, some of them are completely deteriorated. So I'm raking the ground, looking for nails. We've got a magnet to roll in here. We've got a rolling magnet and one that we can drag that's really powerful. But I'm getting up all of this wood that's been back here rotting. Like, this is a good piece though. This is like lap siding. Look, that's painted blue. So that's one reason it hasn't rotted, is this side was down and it was more protected. But I'm checking for nails as I go. And this is where that big hole is. And a lot of this dirt is just super loose and very soft in here. Like I just slid right there. Look, you can see how soft. So I'm going to be shoveling that away from this wall, back this direction. I'm going to completely get it off this wall to the point that hopefully we can push this part of the barn back, and we'll cement a post in right here. Doesn't have to be a tall post, doesn't have to support weight, because behind this there's a big pole here, and there's actually a big pole right there. It's back there. But this part of the barn isn't attached to it. You can see that. The pole is right there. And I mean, it's like an 8-inch circular pole. It's like these that are through the barn. See those? So it's there, and the weight is supported from the roof. It's just this corner of the wall has pushed out. And then we'll push, hopefully, we'll push that back and tie it back in with the actual barn. So I think we'll be in good shape. You can see the corner of the barn down there, and it's just metal siding. And then there's strips, and then there is plywood. And then there are pieces like this that are just nailed on. And I really don't know why. Like, I'm not even sure why this wall is here. I'll back up and show you what this wall looks like. Look at this wall. Because there's another wall behind it. There's this wall that runs behind that. So I'm not sure. Maybe they were trying to add more structural integrity. Maybe they had I don't know. Maybe there was something in here that served that purpose at some time. But we're gonna get it fixed. It's gonna look good. I have no idea what our video quality is gonna be like in here because it's such low light. I have my lights up, but it's low light. I'm gonna get to work, but Zach has been working in the potager so much this week, and he got a little cheap drone. It's a cheap drone. It's not a professional drone. It's a very cheap, like, toy drone for Christmas, but it has a camera on it, and he and Eleanor have been playing around with it.
As much as I love working around the farm and in the garden areas and getting this potager area set up for the spring and working on the greenhouse, there's always got to be some breaks to play. Now, the girls got me this fun little drone for Christmas this year. It's not anything super fancy, but it does have a little camera on it, and so we can get a quick overhead shot of the potager garden and have some fun at the same time. So let's play around with this thing for a minute. I was having some trouble, so Eleanor's helping me out. Is that right? You know, look at how beautiful the sky is. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh, bring it back. Bring it back.
What is that? Hey, it's a horseshoe. They had horses here. It's been a long time. And this one's really rusted. There's a big horseshoe. Can you see how big that is? It's a massive horseshoe. Cool. We'll end up putting that somewhere. Some of this wood. Right. There's something else. Ooh. It's just like treasure, y'all. This is a old hook and really big chain links. You see that? That's cool. I love antiques. There's stuff in the top of our barn that I got up there one day and looked, and it had like 1910 written on it. It's some wood. I think it was taken out of a house, not from here. There wasn't a house here until the 60s. This was like barren land. But there was houses like 2 this side of us. Across the pond, there was houses that direction. There's some structures on a map from, I think, 1923 that we were able to find. I love history. My grandmother is very big into genealogy. I used to do a lot of that kind of research with her, going to libraries and courthouses to look at records and go look at graves. So I love that kind of stuff, love history. Zach does too. I wonder what else I'll find. I thought I was just gonna be, now I'm like not wanting to do this quickly because I don't know what I might find in here. I think that is rock. No. What's that? It's a brick. It's an old brick. And we found a lot of old bricks here. Doesn't have anything on it. That is neat. I need to go a little bit deeper over here. See if I can get this way. Yeah, it's stuck on this. Go that way now. Once we get this secured, then we can backfill some of this. So here's what I've done. I have dug along this back wall, have a trench there, and it goes this way. And I've moved all of that soft dirt and some of the hard packed dirt back this direction. This is where that big hole was. And I'm about to remove this board because I think it is gonna push on that board and keep my wall from coming to where I need it to go. But I'm gonna go out there and push on this wall. Moved. So on the outside we have 10, and it's 10 that we put up after we moved here, and this has been this way since before we moved here. Like this side of the front of the barn was just plywood and it was rotting, so we added metal back on it. I have a conference call that I've got to head in and get ready for, but I have made good progress on this. This is totally free down here at the bottom. There's not any dirt obstructing the wood from moving. It's the metal on the outside of the barn. Y'all saw it move and it was just bouncing back, and that's because that metal is bent like this on the ground and it pushes and then it just snatches it right back. So I've got to this week, probably tomorrow, take 2 panels of the sheet metal off the front of the barn, and then I think we'll be able to push it back. Everybody else has gone to bed and I I'm about to set our first customer hatch of 2023.